Catching up with all the news from the weekend, a pretty big weekend in American politics. Current U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland has named a special counsel in order to investigate former President Donald Trump on in two separate areas. One of them being the Trump document fiasco, where Trump could have obstructed justice as he took hundreds of documents back to him to his home Mar-a-Lago that were supposed to be staying at the White House and being processed into the national records, and the other one into Donald Trump's role in the January 6th riot insurrection at the Capitol. So we've been wondering for a long time and whether Merrick Garland was actually willing to move forward in the prosecution of the former president. It's not something we do here in the United States, of course, common in some other countries that have had more turbulent circumstances with their leaders throughout history, but it's pretty rare in our country, so a lot of people have been wondering for a while, will Merrick Garland actually be taking the prosecution of Trump the same way that he would do it for any other ordinary citizen, considering Trump's uh, power and former presidency. Some fearing of political retribution, perhaps violence, if Garland went through with it. But Garland has indeed decided to go through with the prosecution, or at least the beginnings of the prosecution, by appointing a special counsel um, guy Jack Smith, former federal prosecutor, decades and decades of experience. Garland describes him as an impartial uh, prosecutor for this case, which is exactly what the DOJ needs in a case that is that can be so easily politicized. And they definitely need someone that can be seen as a neutral force acting to deliver justice fair. Um, Garland also did say that Trump's announcement for his presidency candidacy in 2024 is playing a role in his decision to appoint special counsel, of course, along the lines of preventing someone who could possibly have been doing criminal actions uh, in relation to January 6th in the documents from ever taking office again. As you can probably assume, the Republicans are going absolutely crazy over this, calling it insane um, politically biased prosecution that we've never seen before. And it is true that we have never seen this before, but we've also have never seen any actions like Trump has taken before from the standpoint of potential criminality. And it's Trump coming out with a statement that he that he will not be partaking in this special counsel investigation, which isn't really possible. Trump is definitely going to try all the typical denial and defiance strategies that we've known to be commonplace for him, of delaying as much as possible and avoiding giving anything until the last possible second, saying that he's been going through this for 6 years and he can't take it anymore, and calling on Republicans to fight this in some way, which I'm not really too sure on how exactly they would do that, but certainly big news from the standpoint of justice, and we'll see what the political consequences are for a Trump campaign that's already starting out pretty poorly. Definitely not what they have wanted to see to start their campaign, with Ron DeSantis being a very, very popular candidate that hasn't even announced his run yet.